why men still date single mothers. Let's go on to talk about it.
I was just patient, never try skating. Fuck niggas hating.
Single moms show the worst characteristic traits, to be honest. I'll explain why. Because if they had good characteristic traits, they would be with the baby father. They would have chose a man that's worthy of them to have a good kid with, and they would stay with that man. Furthermore, they would see that, okay, if I leave this man, then my daughter or my son would be without a father. And we know that a child without a father leads to more degeneracy.
What's going on, my man? In this video, I want to break down 10 reasons why men do still date single women. I was watching a video last night or the day before on YouTube of one of these. I'm going to assume he's an alpha male, but I ain't going to speak too much on him because I don't follow him. I don't know him. But he has a little panel, women come on, and he asked her, or these women, he asked them, why would a high value man date you and you have kids? What makes you qualified? And I don't involve myself in those kind of conversations. According to the standards of a high value man, apparently you make $8,000 to $10,000 a month. I'm not there yet, so I'm not a high value man. So I can't speak on what a high value man wants or needs or likes or don't like and would tolerate, blah, 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 blah. And that's irrelevant to me too, because I know me. If I was a millionaire, I'd still be the same person. I'm not going to let the money dictate who I am and how I treat women. Okay? But anyway, 10 reasons why men do still date single mothers. Number 1, she has the capacity to care for someone other than just herself. So this woman is not like the modern woman in most cases, because you can have a modern woman who does have kids, but I'm not talking about them. This woman with kids has the ability to care for another living soul outside of herself. And in the modern world of dating, both men and women, both bad boys and modern women, they lack empathy, or they boastfully consider themselves to be emotionally unavailable, which implies that they do not have the ability to form an intellectual or emotional connection with other people. Okay, so a single mother, bare minimum in my eyes, has the ability to connect with another human being outside of herself. So that's one reason why men would still date a single mother. Number 2, she knows what it means to struggle, therefore is persevering and has strengths less experienced women wouldn't have. So my whole life has been a struggle. And as an adult, I still struggle. So knowing that there's a woman out there with the same capabilities as me, the ability to fight and press forward and persevere through her struggles, is attractive to me. And I feel like we might have a struggle once we are together, and then the struggle won't make her crumble apart because she doesn't know how to handle it. So this self-sustainability part of a woman who is in a struggle, it definitely is attractive, and it's something that I can see myself utilizing long term, because there's going to be times when I fall off and she's still up and she can help me on my feet. There's going to be times where she falls off and I'm still up and I can help her back on her feet. So that is something that I value out of a single mother. Number 3, she didn't live a life void of commitment or responsibility. Too many times I'll hear a woman talking about she doesn't have kids and she's in her 30s because she didn't ever want to be tied down, have to worry about getting a babysitter. She prefers to travel and be in the party and be in the clubs and be seen every weekend. And I can't do nothing with that type of woman. I don't want to be at home studying, doing videos, worried about building businesses and maintaining a household, and she's out there twerking and busting it open at the club every night. Okay, so I prefer a woman who has more structure, more responsibility, who isn't afraid or doesn't avoid commitment or issues that require her to be committed to them. Like taking kids to sports games on time every week and et cetera, et cetera. You get my drift. These are values that I look for in a woman. Therefore, a woman with children possesses these values. I'd still date her. Number 4, a single mother raised me and I turned out fine. So that's another thing. I was raised by a single mother. So I see value in my own mother. My mother did everything in her power to protect me, moved me out of bad neighborhoods, provided for me. I can depend on her. You know what I'm saying? We're not perfect, but for the most part, I never seen my mama give up. I never seen my mama roll over and just throw me to the side because I'm the oldest of 5 kids. My mom had 5 of us. So you can imagine, if you respect mothers, you can imagine to what degree of strength she had to maintain to be a single mother of 5. So she's going to teach things, not even if she didn't teach me lessons directly, which she did, but even the lessons that she couldn't teach me because I'm a man, I learned from watching my mother. I was like, okay, never give up. You can make it. Believe in yourself. Have self-respect. She showed me how to handle struggles when they come, how to rise to the occasion. You learn all of these things from a single mother. Number 5, she has backbone and knows how to lead. I remember a time when we were younger, a man was disrespecting my mother. He was talking to my mama out the side of his neck, and he wasn't my father. And I remember asking my mother, because she maintained her composure. And when he wasn't around, I went to my mom and said, Mom, why you letting him talk to you like that? And she said, once I get tired, you'll know. And lo and behold, my mom snapped on this man one day. She said, get out. She snatched all this shit, threw it over the balcony, put all this shit in the car, threw him in the car, and she was driving to drop this man off. And the whole time I'm thinking, I didn't even pay attention to this fact, but this dude had to live with my mama. So he wasn't even self-sustainable. My mom had to drop him off. So he didn't even have his own car. But you got the nerves to talk out the side of your neck to a self-sustaining, strong black woman. Bro, you a coward. And it's the the audacity in some of these men to talk down on single mothers when you can't even do what she's doing or what she's even capable of doing. You know, we can't judge women anyway. They are capable of doing things that we cannot do. No man wants to do them either, but I'm just saying they have to carry a baby in them for 9 months. They lay on the hospital bed and push a human being out. You know, they dealing with stretch marks and amniotic fluids and all kind of the risk of dying during the pregnancy, being a high risk pregnancy and all of this stuff. I ain't got nothing but respect for a mother in general, but if she's single and number 6, she cooks and isn't dependent on someone else to do everything for her. She's not a, yes, sir, whatever you like, whatever you want. She gets up every morning like I got to, pushes herself, gotta go to work, gotta feed the kids, gotta pay the bills, gotta start the business, gotta do this paperwork, gotta go to this class, gotta go to this office, gotta go to this appointment. I mean, geez. A woman with those kind of capabilities will make a good business partner, a life partner. You can depend on her to take care of the other business. She's not going to be like, I don't know how to do this. What? She has experience on her own. It depends on where you are in your life, man. If you are in a place that you are excited to teach a woman everything she knows, go ahead. Date those women, those inexperienced women. Do what you want to do. But if you're like me, where you're at a place where you have you have a purpose, right? And you're focused on that purpose. I got way too many hustles. I haven't even talked to y'all about what all I do. This is one of my hustles. And this isn't even a hustle. It's not. This is in the early development stages of this. I'm not making much money off of this yet. But this is one of the things that I do. I don't have time to bring a woman up to speed, teach her everything that she knows. That's not my focus. So if I meet a woman who's single, who has children, thus possesses all of the other attributes that I need in my life, she can add to me. I want to address one thing real quick. I hear a lot of men in these videos talking about why you shouldn't date a woman is because you can't discipline the kids. Look, I've dated numerous women who had kids. Some of them, I felt like their kids needed their ass whooped. But I don't have a desire to whoop anybody's kids. That's not, I'm not hyper focused on whether or not I can discipline a woman's kids. Ideally, I would like to date a woman who does that on her own. So that's not my department, because I tell you, I'm gonna keep it real with you. If a woman's kids were unruly, disrespectful and all that, and she jumped on their ass and I ain't have to say nothing, where's the complaint? You know, but for the most part, I haven't encountered women with kids whose kids disrespect me. I'm good with kids. And kids don't typically play with me. You know, once I get with them and I'm looking in their eyes and I say, don't do that. No, we don't do that. Then they typically don't play with me. And in any event that I've been with a woman whose kids didn't respect me, she'd be like, excuse me? Because when you raise your kids right, as a mother, because I watched my mother do this, my mom will be damned if she allowed me to disrespect another adult. I don't know who taught her that, but she did it. So I know how to respect my elders. Now, dating a woman who has those kind of values, that's not a concern. I keep hearing these men talk about you can't discipline. Why you want to discipline somebody else's kids? Secondly, on that note, I don't even spank my own kids. And it's not because I'm like this modern woman kind of mentality where I feel like I want to be my kid's best friend. No, I tell them what to do. I make my threats. But on the inside of my heart, I love them too much. I don't want to cause pain. I want them to learn. I do want to be able to teach them. I do want to maintain the authority over my children, but not because I'm a possessive man or controlling or everything has to be done my way. They have minds and hearts and feelings just like everybody else. And in most cases, if you are a respectful man and not a dominant, controlling man, the children's going to respect you. That's not something that men like me are concerned with. We're not concerned with disciplining some kids that aren't ours. And we're not concerned with if the kid is disrespectful towards me. Because at the end of the day, they have to come back around to respecting me because I'm leading by an example. I'm going to be a good man towards you, regardless of who you are towards me. And then at the end of the day, you're going to be like, Mom, I like him. So I'm not subscribing to none of that y'all talking about. Swear to God, I'm not. And also, like a woman who has kids, she's not all the time, but she be cooking. And some of these modern women, they don't cook. They just eat out. They get taken out. They don't cook. I've dated them. They don't cook. Most of them do not cook. And the ones that claim they do cook, they saying that just to get a man. And once you get to seeing how they get down in the kitchen, you're like, you don't cook. Hey, be mad if you want to. It's facts. Number 7, she rises to the occasion when something needs to be done. Kind of discussed that already. She rises to the occasion. If you're on a flight and you across the country and you taking care of business and you on tour or whatever you doing, and you're like, baby, this and that got to be done. She's gonna take. Okay, and you want me to take this there? And you want me to do that? Okay, honey. Boom, you go about your day. Versus, I don't know how to do that. Oh my God, I don't want. Today I'm relaxing. I don't want to do that. Yeah, that immature behavior. You out. Can't you have no space in my life. That's that modern women activity. Number 8, she has a capability or capacity to love. Yeah, capacity, not capability, but she has the capacity to love and isn't hard-hearted. This goes back to what I said at the very beginning. These women and men are out here bragging about how they're, I heard an alpha male say that, women nowadays, 99% of women only want to date men who are emotionally unavailable. And emotionally unavailable is the lack of ability to connect. So these men are nonchalant and don't care, and they think that's why women like them. And if a woman likes a man who is unavailable, then something about her is off or unhealthy. Okay, so now a woman who has children, if she's a good mother who tends to her children, because there are women who have kids and then give them up. There are women out here who have kids and they try to sell them into sex trafficking or prostitution. Yes, I'm aware of that. I'm not naive. But a woman who is active in her kid's life and she's a good parent in my eyes, I date her. She has the capacity to love someone, and she doesn't have this hard heart where I can't deal with this. I don't want nothing to do with no feelings or no love and all that stuff. I'm just out here enjoying my life. No. Number 9, she has self-respect enough to walk away from men who disrespect her. That is why most women are single, not because they had kids with a man and walked away. No. I didn't meet my father until I was 27. My father was in prison for 33 years. That means he was already in prison before I was conceived. That means my mother was in a relationship with him and decided beyond him going to prison that she was going to stay with him. And then she also married him. And then I am the product, me and my twin brother, we are the products of conjugal visits. And my mom had a connection with a man, and he was a good man. When I met him at 27, he was a good man. He was in my life. He was proactive. He was supportive. He was loving. He was patient. Okay, so a single woman, we cannot determine why she is single as a mother. The man could have done things that she just was like, I'm not tolerating this, because she has self-respect. A woman is not our slaves. She does not have to stay with you just because she has kids with you. I do not believe in that. Next, the man could have been killed in either an accident, natural causes, or murdered. This is another reason why a woman would be a single parent. So her life circumstances are the way it was written already. It was supposed to go like that, unfortunately. So me as a man, when I meet a woman and she has these circumstances of life where she is single as a parent, that is not a judgment that I could pass on her character. I can't sit here and say you make bad decisions because you didn't pick the right man. There's no way you can determine who's the right man. You have to go through a process and getting to know them and dealing with them for some time to be able to determine. There's no pre-screening process on how, yep, he's the right one. I could tell. I could tell that 5 years from now he won't cheat on me. If there is, please somebody tell me how we find that out, because I've been cheated on. I don't want to be cheated on no more. So somebody please tell me, how do you know if somebody's going to cheat on you 3 to 5 years later? And I'm going to tell you, I don't believe in you have to stay when somebody cheats on you because you had kids with them. And number 10, the juice box still got squeezed. Majority of the women I've dated were single mothers, and the vagina felt like regular vagina. It wasn't loose, it wasn't whack, and none of that. At the end of the day, it's personal preference. If you are a man who decides that you don't want to date single mothers because whatever your reasons are, that's your prerogative. This video is to let women know that there are at least 10 reasons why men with or without kids would still date single mothers. I hope this motivates some people out there. I hope I spoke for men who think like me as well. You can press like, give me a comment, and subscribe. And if you feel differently and you want to go ahead and jump in my comments and say some negative stuff too, go ahead. Everybody else that disagrees with you can read it and see that, wow, man, this world is crazy. I don't care. You ain't going to change my perspective. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jerome, and this has been yet another episode of The Superb Word. Y'all have a wonderful rest of the day. Single mothers, where you at? 2 fingers.